On behalf of my party, the Greens, commit to speaking against these ongoing assaults against the Kurdish people by the Turkish government. And we call on our government, if it's a government of principle, if it is against, as it says it is, invasion of other countries, such as the Russian invasion of Ukraine, well then the Australian government should also be speaking out right now against the Turkish invasion of northern Iraq and southern Kurdistan. But there has been silence from the Australian government. And that is plain wrong. And so today, I give you my party's solidarity, and we're part of a global day of action, calling for solidarity with the Kurdish people, and to call on the Turkish government to withdraw its forces, to cease the invasion, cease the violence, and for the rest of the world to demand that Turkey demilitarise that part of northern Iraq and end its ongoing military, political and civil attacks against the Kurdish people.
Part of Rojava, which is West Kurdistan, and Bashur are still under Turkish occupation. We also urge our friends and people of Australia not to be silent about Turkish invasion and destruction of Kurdistan. Turkish state is a terrorist state!
Turkey out of Kurdistan!
Turkey out of Kurdistan!
Turkey out of Kurdistan!
Turkey out of Kurdistan!
In the lead up to the Australian elections, we have been hearing a lot from our Prime Minister and various ministers of governments about how they support the values of democracy and freedom. And that's why they want to spend more and more money on buying missiles and nuclear submarines, etc., etc. And of course they're pointing with some legitimacy to the world anger against the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But at the same time, they remain completely silent and indifferent to the ongoing war by the Turkish state against the Kurdish people.
And it is so important that we continue to raise that as part of this struggle, for the Kurdish voice to be heard, for Turkey, particularly Erdogan, to be condemned, to call on the governments of the world to have a similar message like they do for the people of Ukraine. Surely that is not too much to ask.
Whenever people ask me, oh, where is Kurdistan, or what is the struggle about, I say, you know who beat IS? It was the Kurds who beat IS. The whole world owes a debt, an enormous debt of gratitude to the Kurdish people. They took the main brunt of defeating IS, and that is never talked about in the media and definitely never talked about by governments. On top of this, the Kurdish people have been given the responsibility for looking after something like 10,000 IS prisoners in North and East Syria. And they're given very little resources, and it's an enormous task to add to the problems they face from the attacks from the Turkish government.